Welcome to Collector Chronicles. Today we're going to talk about a subject I've been looking forward to discussing, and that is urn symbolism in early America. The urn was by far the most popular neoclassical design element used, probably from the 1700s to the very early 1800s. Here we have an illustration, Elizabeth K. Bennet mourning picture, which is a period illustration of women in empire gowns in a cemetery, and you have the different headstones with urn statues on them, and you also have the weeping willow tree, which was almost always used in conjunction with the urn. This book right here is called The Great River, Art and Society of the Connecticut Valley, 1635 to 1820 by Wadsworth Atheneum. I got this book at a military collector show years ago for like 20 bucks, and it's a really good book if you can find a copy. It's just full of furniture, everything, knee buckles there. It's got silverware, weapons, headstones, portraits, you name it. And this right here is one actual artifact from my collection. I had it in a recent video talking just about this. It's an early steel engraved printing plate or a sample piece for an engraver to demonstrate his skill. And right here it has a panoply of arms, and it has on the back here an urn with a typical floral type of work that would be with it. And this is a more tall cylindrical version, kind of looks like an amphora in a way, and it has handles. On the back I think there's, that kind of looks like an urn right there, but also kind of looks like a basket of some type or a bowl. Another example is this item right here from my personal collection. This is a silk mourning ribbon from mourning the passing of Lafayette. General Lafayette, he was the French military leader who helped us in the Revolutionary War, and we were always thankful for that. And this is a silk mourning ribbon that would have been worn like in a funerary parade or procession honoring him. At the top you have a black fabric star that looks kind of like it's made of some type of gauze. And then you have an eagle, a grateful nation, mournful tribute. It has an urn with the fern or a weeping willow type of arrangement coming out of it. And then you have a monument with a rendition or a likeness of Lafayette. Then you have the French tricolor and the American flag. General Modière Lafayette, where he was, I'm not even butcher that French talk right there. 1757 to 1834, May 20th, age 76 years. Performed in his memory in Philadelphia, July 21st. So actually Lafayette came to the United States in 1824, and the time of filming this is 2024, so that was 200 years ago he visited. So we might have a video about that. Another item that has the urn is this right here, button. This is the only one of these I've ever seen. I showed it to another button collector who's quite knowledgeable, and he said that he's seen one or has one with an eagle on it. And what makes this one different is this border that says vertical border that you pretty much never see. So it's pretty elaborate, but also crude in its own way button. And I would have to say this was 1700s, maybe like 1800 on the nose. The urn has like a floral arrangement coming out of it, and that looks like a separate piece. What's interesting is they've integrated the weeping willow leaves or vines into the border around the button. Very skillfully done, very tastefully done. So as far as buttons, there's a lot of buttons and cufflinks that have the urn. And this book right here, History Written with Pick and Shovel, it's a early work by the pioneering relic hunters and historians Calver and Bolton. They were explorers. They did a lot of work in New York and the Niagara frontier and everything. And this book is from like the 1920s. It has all kinds of buttons and musket balls and gun parts, you name it. And this has sleeve links of a sentimental character found in revolutionary camps. And there's several pages of these sleeve links. They were civilian art used by officers, a lot of times very fancy. And right here, it's kind of hard to make out the photograph. Early attempts at making a book like this, but you have right there an urn, a pair of cufflinks, and then you have another urn there, another urn there, So a lot of times people, relic hunters, will see the urn, or they'll have an urn button or cufflink, and they'll automatically associate that with a George Washington mourning button. With the price and the value of George Washington related inaugural buttons, they might have a understandable incentive to link everything to that. Could be, but I think just it was an extremely popular motif. And I would also add that in early America, people generations ago, the further you go back, they're a lot different people, and they were in many ways extremely tough, but also very sentimental and deep, as you would say. So some of us that are into antiques and everything, I think we might consider ourselves like we were born maybe a few centuries too late. I certainly am one of those people. So the urn is one insight into that. So I hope you liked the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, but more importantly, check out my other playlist. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. See you in the next video.